we live? That's a thing. Hi, chat. What's going on? Good evening, everybody. Good afternoon. Some more and others. What's happening? Give me half a second. So, you guys notice this isn't the usual thing. So, there was this long, convoluted thing where I could have just I could set up this, and this, right? I figured, we'll just use we'll just use Stream Elements because it's easier that way, right? Not Stream Elements, StreamYard. Yo, Papa Brad, what's going on? What's going on? Gabe, welcome. Yo, Tony C, appreciate you. Acknowledge. So you guys saw the title of the stream, whatever else, right? I'm not gonna stall any longer. I mean, I could. How about those Cowboys? No, I'm just kidding. That's not cool, right? What up, CT? What's going on, brother? Welcome. Real quick, before we get started, if you guys haven't seen CT Jason's home arcade video that yours truly was a part of and ugly as hell on, yo, make sure that you go check out CT Jason. It's good stuff, man. You know what I mean? What's going on? Yo, my head arrives at your place tomorrow. You need to unbox it live. So I told him not to sit in the hat, yo. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the man with the cleanest jawline in the home arcade space, 19K Fox. Good evening, sir. I don't have a drink like you do.
How about them Cowboys? How about them Cowboys? Why do you think I drink?
Oh man, yo,
what's going on, Mike? Thanks for having me,
man. Maybe next year. You know.
No, that's done. It's
no,
there is
I mean,
no next year.
Look,
No. They had it this year. They had it, and then everybody's like, "I'm good." Amari Cooper, even he's like, "Nah, I'm out. I don't know what y'all are doing. I'm out. I'm gone." So it's over.
Eventually, they're gonna have to do something. Eventually, they're gonna have to be like, okay, well, you know, maybe retool and this and that. And Jerry Jones makes enough money. I mean, good Lord, it's just I feel bad for Cowboy fans. I do. I feel really bad sometimes. But
you don't feel bad. Don't lie. You don't feel bad about Cowboys fans. We had our time in the '90s, but it's no, it ain't been right since. I'm gonna tell you.
You're in the division with the Eagles, so you're right. I don't feel bad. So it just sucks. It sucks that like you get there and then you get close and things happen and oh man,
they stall every time. Every time they stall. I don't care what you do, what pieces you have in place. It always happens every single time.
It's the weirdest thing in the world. Like I imagine that being a Cowboys fan has to be akin to maybe getting weekly root canals. You know,
like something. It's exactly like that. It's exactly like that. You got everybody stacked up. You got all your number ones. You got the great quarterback, and they all fall apart. And here comes some backup, Tony Romo, Dak. And they steal the show, and oh my God, this is the most unlikely of events. It's going to happen, and then even that falls apart. So there is no win.
Well, that seems to kind of be the way of the NFL lately. Like even with the Eagles, you know, Carson Wentz, and then Nick Foles came in, and Nick Foles got the Eagles the Super Bowl, and then they got rid of him and thought Carson Wentz was going to be the guy. And yeah,
why would you think that? The man proved it. He proved to you he was your guy. And they still like, nah, I think we're going to take our chance with the guy that got hurt last year and couldn't get us there. I'll never understand that decision.
It's I don't know. Like some things you just don't question. Some things you just sit and you look and you're like, yeah, okay. And then this person's going to be gone, and then they're going to release Zeke or something like it's the weirdest thing in the world, man. I don't get it. P Dubs, good evening, sir. Don't worry, I have the thing on deck in case you do the thing. Endless One Up, what's going on, brother? What's going on? Endless, you need to start going doing skits, whatever. But so chat, wait, where's the banner? Yo, what the okay, it does work. Yo, what the Bobby? $49.99 for 19 from side 4, Bobby Vu.
Listen, showing that love.
Yo, we coming to IRK fam. So in the event that something like this were to happen, I stole a page out of 19K's book because you guys know I usually use like stream elements, but we're being more traditional tonight. So for Bobby, for you, and because it's you, sir. Here, have this. Oops. Yeah. So that so that's a that's a thing. And all gameplay that you witness tonight, chat, will be all yours truly.
I cannot say the same on my channel.
So completely. So in my rush, because usually there's like I said, there's usually alerts and stuff. I'm like, oh well, let me throw some stuff up, man. Let me let me get some stuff done. But Bobby, thank you for the super chat, brother. You're great. Again, I am watching the online lobbies. Well, I'm not watching 19K, but he's right there. But yeah, over there, dude, I'm watching those. So Bobby does have a competition going on in the next 2 weeks, and we will be picking a winner. So if you want to get a custom Bobby Vu panel for your PC and stuff, feel free to do so. But what's been going on, man? Like, yo, how have you been? Like, you've been in all kinds of stuff, man. Real quick, for those who may not know you, I know that's weird, right? Why don't you let the people know a little bit about yourself? Who are you, and what do you specialize in?
There's a lot of people that probably don't know me. I'm not that guy. But I am the guy that gets into a little bit of everything. I started this whole thing a little over a year ago, and it was probably like everybody else, right? You got inspired by the weekly, One Up show. You got inspired by what One Up was doing. Then you got the other players coming in, and you got excited about home arcades again because there was something different to be had. Back in 2010, I got my first X Arcade extension tower. I put the arcade stick in there. I got my little flat screen. I got my PS2 in there, and that was the first time I ever did anything like that. I had my full-size arcade with Street Fighter II fully restored, but these little machines scratched the itch I didn't even know I had. So that's why I kind of got inspired, and then I couple that with my knack for woodworking and whatnot, and just sort of put that together, and it creates stuff to talk about every week. So, but no, I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun.
So the X Arcade, you mean like the big tank stick, the big black gimmick with dude, I remember that thing.
Yeah, I didn't have the tank stick with the trackball in the middle. I had the 2-player because I couldn't afford that. I was scraping pennies because I think it was $500 for that kit you had to buy, and it had to be shipped to some place that had a dock, and I had to go get it. It wasn't like it is now, kids. It's a little bit easier. Back then, it was a little bit tougher to do, but you had to line all this stuff up. But you got your kit, and I didn't get the tank stick. I got the 2-player stick, and it was PS2 back then. I've done very little emulation. MAME, I'll run on a PC all day long. Pi, I'm not that familiar with. I've done a few images. I've done a few projects with Pi, but mainly MAME. Got it on my PSP also. But for purposes of like a video, right? I like to make something that showcases like a console. You can go get a Dreamcast or a PlayStation, whatever, plug it in, and away you go. Because if I talk about a Pi or even MAME, I can't tell you where to get the ROMs.
Right.
And that's always going to be a part of the video. We're going to be like, go legally obtain your ROMs. Well, I can't tell you how to do that. So this way, that's one of the reasons why I kind of use a console. It's something that maybe you got laying around. It's in the back somewhere, piled up. Here's a second use for it, a new use for it. Or you can go out and buy one on eBay or your local garage sale and put that in, and away you go. So
definitely. Mm-hmm. Before we ask, are you Brooklyn Mans wants to know, are you a fox hunter?
Absolutely not. I do not hunt my own kind.
RKH, welcome to the stream. That race cab did come out amazing. Yeah, it was, and we're gonna get to that, but it was really freaking dope. Sosa Fam Bam Bam with the $20. Mode is awesome. Keep these videos 100. 90K Fox is ice cold cool. This is gonna be an awesome stream. I hope the world doesn't explode. You guys rock hard. Have a good stream. I gotta get back to work now. Yo, Sosa, I appreciate you, brother. I do. And let's see. See, this is all new. Let's give you sorry, Happy in advance, bro. Sorry. Sorry, Happy.
That'll make a PlayStation fanboy want to get an Xbox right there.
Right. Or at least a decent PC. PC. Oh man, it's crazy. I was just thinking about the X Arcade stick. I saw one of my Craigslist for like $50 the other day too, and I'm just like, remember when?
Remember when that was the only game in town?
Right. Nothing else. And now there's so many flipping options, man. It's freaking ridiculous. What's up, Midlife Arcade? Welcome. So you started doing things for the home arcade community. You started making things. Tell me, what do you think about the home arcade community? Like, how have you been embraced, in this space?
Oh, I'd say wholeheartedly. I mean, I've been the growth of the channel The interaction, good or bad. Listen, I'm a thumbs up, thumbs down guy. I don't really care. The fact that you're watching the video and you're making your voice be heard, good or bad, I don't really care. It doesn't really matter. It's interaction, right? It's you're watching it, you're thinking about it, you're commenting on it, you don't like it, that's fine. Throw it in there. But I think, come on, for the most part, I'm nothing but blessed, man.
I dig that. I definitely dig that. Speaking of reactions and stuff, can we talk about this? Just real fast. Can we talk about this? Because gosh darn it. I mean, for those who might not understand what's going on, right? So just a quick thing, right? So people started leaking Golden Tee, the 3D, like the legacy gimmick, right? And then so 19K goes live, right? I didn't get Justin's freaking live stream, right? And then I turned this on, and literally at this moment is when I turned it on. And I'm like, and I'm just like, bro, and it goes on and on and on. So the people I gotta know, bro. I have to know personally. Was that planned?
It was kind of planned. It was spur of the moment. So we knew that Detroit Love was going to go live. He was going to talk about all this. So we thought we were kind of making fun of ourselves too. We all remember Console Fanboy talking about the video. Did you see it? Did you see it? Everybody's making videos about it, and we thought, let's just make fun of let's just play with that, and you go live watching him, and I'm gonna go react to your reaction of his reaction, and it was just kind of a thing, and it was kind of sloppy, but it was fun. I mean, I had fun with it, and everybody was cool with it, but no, I think you can't take yourself.
No, it was super goofy, and I'm just sitting there watching. I'm like, but wait a minute, but hold on, wait, D-Love, and then some point like P-Dubs gets in it. I'm like,
oh yeah.
I'm like,
what the hell's wrong with y'all? What are y'all doing?
Right. Yeah. $5 for Sosa Fan Band, 5 more for 19K Fox. Appreciate you, Sosa.
Hell yeah.
Man, you made me burn through these things real fast. All right.
Burn them up.
So, let's see. Well, since you got to go, let me send you out in style, Sosa.
Solid right hand. Wow! Lovers unable to continue. This fight is over. Knockout.
Yeah. Appreciate your $5 super chat, brother. So you do a lot of modding, you do a lot of woodwork. I can appreciate that. What's the best mod, in your opinion, that you've ever done?
I think it's always the next one. Like the AVP. So I did a lot of small mods. A lot of it was kind of experimentation. There was some stuff I didn't post the videos because it didn't work out. And you watch guys like the Retro Ralphs and the To Die For's, and you watch these guys doing their thing, and you take some inspiration, you put it together. But the first complete build that I did with the Alien vs. Predator, big fan of that game. Got the shirt.
I see that.
That was fun. That was a lot of fun. The 6-player X-Men was a lot of fun because it was actually turning out the way I wanted it to. You don't know. You put the stuff together, you don't know. But it starts to come together. That may be my number one, but the racing cabinet is fun as hell too. So I think it's always it's the last one was great. What's the next one? And that's what I'm kind of putting together now. So
modding is kind of like, I don't want to say picking your favorite child, but like it's for you. Is it one of those personal experiences where it's
I think I've said this before, but when you do something, you build something, right? You make whatever, and you show your mom and dad. They're going to say, oh, that looks great. You show your family, they're going to like it. When you put it out there for the world to see, you don't really know what's going to happen. And it is kind of personal. I've made a decision a long time ago to roll with the punches, take the hits, whatever, negative, positive, doesn't really matter. Just kind of roll with it and see what happens. And luckily I've had a pretty good reaction to some of the stuff I do. But in that way, yeah, it's like picking your favorite kid, but then you always look back and like, damn, I should have done this. If I would have done this, I could have done better there. So I think if you keep doing it, me, you, everybody out there trying stuff, if you keep at it, you stay at it, you'll get a little bit better. And then you'll always be proud of the next one, but then the next one's even better in some ways. And you're like, could you learn from stuff too? What works, what doesn't work. So, I love them all. I love them all. They got their very specific sort of purposes, and just looking forward to the next one.
which one took the longest to do via like a build for a video series that you were recording for YouTube, whether it be like the X-Men or even the bars, or which one took the longest?
I think the one that took the longest was actually probably, if you're talking about just gaps in between videos, gaps in between footage, it was the racing cabinet. It took a long time. I got the seat in. I didn't know what I was really going to do from the beginning. I knew I wanted to make a cockpit, racing setup on the cheap. Ended up being not so cheap, but I wanted to start with like a budget seat, like take a chance on something from eBay and see what happens. Anybody can spend $500, $600, $700, get one of those badass seats. I paid like $250 or less for that seat. It's kind of roll the dice, and it worked out pretty good. So it started off as, hey, here's a budget seat you can buy, mount your stuff to it, and there you go. And then, God, man, it was probably months before I decided to come up with a design for the cabinet, and then figure out the subwoofer in the back, and then just say, hey, what if I do a sound bar and a wireless subwoofer? And so that took a long time, but I think as far as if you put it all together, stack it up, the longest build to complete was probably the X-Men, 6-player X-Men.
That thing was a monster. And you ran it
still is, yeah.
You ran it with a PS3. Like not a lot of people I know have X-Men or Simpsons on a PlayStation 3. I think I'm one of the only people, and now you are also another one of those individuals. Like literally, it's crazy. It's crazy for all you people out there who are buying $750 Simpsons and arcade one-up X-Men cabinets. Dude, we got those things for like $9.99. Seriously,
back in the day,
dude,
like,
that Turtles in Time
years ago.
Oh yeah, man, and it's still like I still have mine on. It's still all on there. It's
still
crazy.
Good. Yeah.
What's the one build that you're not happy with, that you just really wish back, and you look at after you put it up and you're just like, you look back now and you're like, maybe I want to revisit this sometime and maybe improve on it?
Definitely, this is kind of an easy one. It's the two-player driving cab running off of a PS2. It was a lot of experimentation there. It worked out good. I was actually surprised how stable it was, but it wasn't as clean as it could have been or should have been. I should have fully realized that cabinet. I should have maybe gone with a Gen 3 so I get the spears up above the monitor where it needed to be. So that was something I did. I definitely want to. I'm going to revisit that. We're going to go back to that. We're going to redo that some way, somehow, because I think that surprisingly, you could actually take a stock one-up width-wise, right, and put two wheels on there, and you can jam on it, and it actually doesn't tip over or fall apart like I thought it might. So, but I want to make that's got to be a lot cleaner. It was kind of rough. So I need to work on that. But I think that there's something there without putting a wide body kit on it, without doing a 32-inch monitor, rocking with that same 17. What can you do? And there's potential there.
I dig that. Brooklyn Menace wants to know, why did he choose the Arcade Gold Black Edition instead of the one with the graphics already part of the cabinet? You know there's a video out about this, right, Brooklyn Menace? But feel free, feel free.
I got a video talking about why I went with the iArcade. Why I went with the Black Edition is, well, the whole reason I went ahead and pre-ordered the cabinet options. If I get this thing and it's got the graphics in a box or whatever, like I think that's how it comes, right? No graphics on or whatever. I might look at that and say, listen, why don't we do something else? Why don't we do a different style, different design, mimic another game, something like that? But I still get the option. I can put those graphics on and be good to go. I like the look of it. Double Dragon graphics, they look dope. They look good. I like it. I like black, so it works for me. But yeah, I thought that was kind of weird. I didn't really know that. I knew it before I bought it, but I didn't know that early on. Later on in conversation, I'm like, wait a minute, you got to put the damn stickers on?
See, that's weird. That's weird because I watched before I pulled the trigger on that $250 thing. Some people had to put the vinyl on. I didn't have to put anything on that. It came already together. So hopefully that's the way that they still go, and maybe that's still the trend, because I did watch Mad Dad's like put his on, and I was just kind of like, yeah, dude, I don't want to do all that.
Exactly.
It's not being lazy. It's not being lazy, but it's more of just if you're paying X amount, even if you're getting it at a certain price point, the stuff should just already be on there.
No, I agree with you 100% there. Yeah.
Well, you're not the only person that bought it, because Michael's in the chat. Oh, hi, Michael.
What's up, Michael? How you doing, buddy?
Welcome. Only Black Edition, my dudes. Only on the Black Editions you have to do it. So there's your confirmation.
You got options.
That's why I was concerned, because I didn't want to affect your opinion on the product. Okay, so I guess coming on to that, was it just because it's a new cabinet or a new version of the arcade that make you want to pick it up, or is it more of you see potential things that with future projects that you could do with it?
Well, if you're watching the old Motorcade Mondays,
I did.
Michael was on there, and Michael let it slip in not so many words and not so uncertain terms. He didn't say this specifically, but I know exactly where he's going. Swappable decks, different control schemes.
Yeah.
Before with the iArcade, there was no way they could do that because the control deck was not like a 1-up where it was just the controls. It was everything. Because, I mean, a lot of people maybe say Fox is just a hater, but I was doing my research. I was looking into this. I knew that they were going to be physically limited on what they could do with that design, that style. Right. And I didn't like it that much without the marquee. It wasn't my cup of tea. When they did that, and when I was watching the live stream, and Jong said that, I'm saying he's not just saying that just to say it. He's not saying it just, you can swap out your controls. Nah, the man's slicker than that. They're doing that for a reason. They're doing that for themselves, to open up possibilities for themselves. And when those words were spoken, probably early Saturday morning, is when I said, you know what? I thought about it, went to sleep, woke up. I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to pull the trigger. And I think we're going to find out Friday. That's probably what they're going to say. What are they going to reveal? Light guns, a steering wheel. Maybe it's just spinners. Who knows? But I think that now there's enough potential there to where I feel like you got a hell of a foundation to start with.
So did you get in on the pre-order with the sweatshirt or the t-shirt?
Do they send you a confirmation? Because I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't done it yet. Because
I don't know.
I'm on the fence. I'm just kind of like, I look back and I'm like, I want it. Because like I said, I'm not a Dragon Slayer guy, but that thing is really pretty. And it's just kind of like, man, it's talking to me. And it's just kind of like, man, okay, 800, maybe 850, maybe. But it's kind of like, what's the hook? Michael, since you're in my chat, I'm going to look directly in the camera and say that you owe me a date. I'll say that you owe me a date, sir. But I think it shocked a lot of people to see that, you purchased an iArcade, because you've been not critical, but you've been honest. I will never say anybody's critical about something. If you honestly believe something, that's how you feel. And you've been honest. And a lot of the things that you said have been things that I felt in the past, and some of the things you say are still valid. Yeah. So to see them making the steps forward to make the changes, modular decks and light up marquees and whatever's coming Friday of hardware wise, which I am very curious about, you do have my attention. So,
and to be frank, to be totally clear, I know nothing. I have no insight. I'm just a guy who just pre-ordered one. I don't know, but my mind's telling me a manufacturer doesn't change something on the inside for me and you. Not really.
Right.
They change that for themselves to streamline their assembly process, to make something easier for them to do, or to accommodate a change. I'm telling you, that's what's going to go on. Something there's going to change, and I'm excited about it.
Steering wheel for the beach buggy racing. Do you think that's a possibility with the modular decks?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think you got. In my head, I'm thinking this. They sell the arcade. They sell the gold edition. Next to that, you got a shelf, and you have all your decks there, 4 or 5, whatever it is, right? And when it's time to play a certain game, you can play it with the joystick if you want, or you can unscrew, unplug, go over here to the shelf, put it on there, grab your next one off and just put it in there. That's what I'm envisioning.
Do you really have to unscrew it? Because now I'm looking. I'm like,
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you don't.
There's 2 screws on there's like 1 screw on each side. I'm like, wait a minute. It's really not that much. You probably could just pop them in and out.
Think about it. You got your iArcade right here. You got a shelf right here, and that's all you need. And then over here on the side, you got a table, and there's your drink, and you just whatever you want to play.
That would be an awesome concept to just have it be, you have this deck for this. You have a trackball, maybe. You have a steering wheel, maybe. I heard the shout about the USB plug-in. I did hear that. I was paying attention. So if you're giving options, like I think that's something that people want to hear.
I think
your opinion, do you think the arcade's for the current owner or for the new owners? The iArcade Gold.
It's for the new owners. I think that. They still, I think you got in on the ground floor. You got that first design. You're going to be good for a while. This new design has to now prove itself to you to justify the purchase. But I think that probably, and I don't know, I'll get my hands on it in July or whatever, and I'll see. But I think there still might be a reason to upgrade, but I think that for the original owners, if you wait and get in on the real 2.0, I think it's going to look like the Gold Edition. I think it's going to be upgraded processor, specs inside, and I think they'll do that in conjunction with some kind of a badass AAA title. Eventually, it's got to happen.
Yeah, something like literally. There's got to be something that moves it. And besides what they're offering, and don't get me wrong, Space Invaders, that's a get. That's a good get for people.
Sure.
And the online alpha that's going on right now, online play that's huge as well. But you still need some gas to go with the Ferrari, because technically right now it's the strongest arcade out there. And for anybody who says I'm an arcade hater, dude, like I've been saying, like it's the strongest thing out there.
Yeah.
But bro, like you've got to have a hook. You have to have a hook. Michael out here giving ideas. Could put a hatch on the kit plate and put some shells on the inside. If giving video ideas.
Yeah, he is. What about the front panel? I don't know how the riser is assembled, but what about a replaceable front panel for a gas pedal?
So it's a 4. It's pretty sturdy. It's just 4 size, all screwed in with lock nuts and whatnot. Like it's nice. It's very sturdy.
So maybe that front panel for your riser, you buy a separate one that has a notch in it, and that's where you put your gas pedal for your driving cabs.
Yeah, unless they go the route of like a console and they make you actually use the face buttons or the shifters on the back. It's possibly it's really weird. It's weird.
I guess there could be throttle on the wheel itself. I guess.
Yeah.
Paddles that act as throttle, maybe.
Yeah. That's potential. Has been 3 years. Zero Hero. Look, bro, they're getting there. They're getting there.
Hey, listen, and I'm with you, Zero Hero. Listen, if you go back, you watch my video where I think I was critical, but I tried to be really fair. I had my slides, I had my presentation, I had all my points. I never said it sucked or the gameplay sucked or the controls sucked because I never played one. So I couldn't comment on that. But I was talking about coming in from a dude who's like, I don't see a reason to buy it at the time. But I listed some things I wanted to see them do. So Zero Hero, they've done some of the things I said they needed to do. So in my mind, I think they're taking those steps. So yeah, I see your point. The potential has been there for a while, but I think now, couple their processing power with the hardware changes, you could see something legit.
Yeah, definitely. And again, it's one of those things where in the next couple of weeks, I think we're going to find out more stuff. Mike was in the chat. I don't know if they're doing anything specific because E3 got canceled. So maybe they'll roll some stuff out earlier and let people know. Maybe a celebration for, the launch of it in May. But who knows? Brooklyn Menace, if you're not busy, you got to stop by my show Friday night and play some games with us. I'll check my schedule, ? Okay. So so what was the first home arcade product that you bought outside of in the space right now between Arcade 1-Up and maybe at games, maybe a private dealer?
I got to think about this. I think, okay, so technically what I did, I got that Street Fighter 2 cabinet, original, from one of our customers who got out of the amusement business, and he was like, hey, and it was in the back. It was in the back of this massive, he had this warehouse, right? It was in the back. The bottom 4 inches of the side were all like messed up, the wood. So I had to take it and scab it and all that. So I did all this stuff and I restored it. The board was great. The CRT was great, but I kind of got bored of that one game, right? So I actually bought a Pandora's box with a JAMA connection. And I put that on and I had all those games. So I guess maybe technically that was my first step into buying a product, a home arcade product, I guess. That would technically be the first one. Okay.
What was the I guess I should change the question. I'm sounding like a DA right now. What was the first the first 3/4 scale home arcade that you bought?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, my bad. So it was actually that first iteration of Turtles. 4-player cab. That was like, because the other stuff, I didn't pull the trigger. Street Fighter was like, oh damn, I'm calling my name. Final Fight really had me going. Yeah. But I couldn't really find those local. They were online, but I couldn't find them local. I wanted to see them, And I think there was like one Pac-Man on display at my Walmart, but it didn't have the riser. I'm like, damn, this thing is dinky. I don't know. And you know what I'm saying? Like you're looking at it like,
no. I feel you on that because Gallagher was mine in my Walmart, and I just looked at it and I was just kind of like, huh.
You're like, damn, man, this is small, you know. But with the Turtles, because I think a lot of the '90s kids have that nostalgia for Turtles, and it was the first 4-player that they ever did. And it was actually a present from my wife. She got it for me. I didn't even buy it for myself. She bought it for me. And after that, man, it was over. After that, it was over. She dreads that day. She regrets that day because that was it. You know, I was gone at that point. I was like, this is sick. This is sick. Look at what we can do, man. Look at what we can do. What we got available to us. It's crazy.
Real quick about Turtles. John D did put a post up about putting Shredder's Revenge potentially on the arcade one-up. How do you feel about that? I
saw your video, and then I saw his comment. And then on my Sunday stream, I addressed that in detail. Initially.
Oh, I heard.
And so initially, I commented on the Facebook post, and I'm like, listen, I don't like console games on these replica cabinets. But there's an exception to every rule, and this is that exception. I thought about it more. I think if he's going to go after anything, talk to the guys that are doing the Cowabunga collection and make a TMNT legacy cabinet, the entire collection on a cabinet, because to me that makes more sense. You'll still get the arcade games plus the other stuff. It's all 4x3. The HD looks great. It would be a really cool bonus game, but it's 16:9.
Right.
And you're talking about a 17-inch 4x3. Crop the shit out of it because it's going to have to be right. It's going to have to be little and all that. And I'm thinking, and I made the comment in my video, I'm like, this could actually be a case where the arcade hurts the HD, it hurts the console game. So I guess I'm kind of on the fence about it. I think that's way better than having an old console game as a bonus game, like Killer Instinct, where they got the 8-bit, 16-bit versions of Battletoads.
Yeah, Battletoads. Yeah, I'm just kind of like, you could have kept that.
Yeah, I mean, you could maybe if it was a 16-bit version of a game that is not on the cabinet, maybe. That might have been something a little different, but why would I play 8-bit Battletoads when I got arcade Battletoads right here?
Right.
I don't get it. But so I think it would be cool. I wouldn't knock it. Is that going to sell cabs? Maybe. If they do the art in the style of the Shredder's Revenge, maybe, and that be the selling point. But are they going to go that route and sort of diss the arcade games that should be the showcase? I don't know how they're going to do it. It's interesting to see if it does shake out. But I think if I was John D, I would go after the Cowabunga collection and be like, hey, here's your tie-in.
Yeah.
13 games, all Turtles. Yeah, you're going to have Game Boy on there. And you're going to have your NES and Super NES and stuff like that. But talk about a complete collection. I mean, I think that would be sick.
That's a really good idea. And I didn't even think about that when I did my video. So now I feel like I should just delete it and redo it.
No. Just do another video. Talk about it. Yeah.
Another one. Like, follow up. So I was on the show with RTK Fox, and he suggested oh my gosh. Midlife Arcade wants to know, Fox, you're gonna spend some of that sweet Easter show payout on finally expanding the Bourbon collection.
So like everything else, man, you can't find nothing. Nothing's in stock. You got to go buy it. There's a website called, what is it? I forget. It's Fruit Bat, I think is what it is. It's a website you can go and you can buy bourbon, and it's pricey. It's pricey. So I think I'm good for now, getting my local stuff. I want this to kind of normalize and I want things to kind of relax, because it's like going and finding a game on the shelf. That's so much more fun than just kind of going online and you got to pay a scalper price or top dollar for something. I still don't have a PS5 because I don't want to pay a scalper. I want to find it, you know what I mean? I want to find it legit, retail, and there you go. But that's Bourbon ain't cheap. It's not. I mean, the good stuff. I'm telling you, man, it's not cheap. It's expensive.
Right.
But no, he's got a point there.
Oh, there were PS5 drops today too. I would have told you. I didn't know.
I should have told you. Damn it.
Yeah. Walmart Plus had it. Amazon had one. I missed them both. I saw them late on Twitter, and I was just kind of like, oh, okay, cool. Because let's see. If they put a Game Boy games on arcade one up, that would break YouTube. I don't know, bro, because they put Super Nintendo games on Marvel vs. Capcom. I mean, and Marvel Superheroes. I don't know if that really I don't know if that really breaks YouTube or not, but that being said, they do have a working relationship with Konami. And I think the reason why the Shredder's Revenge thing even sparked so much of a controversy is because, you know, a lot of people want to see that as a title on the iArcade, you know. So
absolutely, because we know it's got the power to run it.
Yeah. Let's see. Yo, Mike suggested that iArcade need focus this year's games. Even said there's some bangers on the way. Michael, you're in the chat. What are these bangers? Can we get a hit? Can we get a subliminal clue or something?
What about a publisher? Give us somebody. Is it Konami? Is it Capcom?
The first and last letter of it. That'd be
something.
Great.
Fill in the blank. Give us something.
Right. Walmart had 5 PS5s new, and I was right at checkout, but I already had one, so I canceled. Seems to be an easier one. Look. If anybody knows who's looking for a PS5, I'm looking for one. I have one, but I'm looking for another one, and 90K is looking for one. So contact 90K first, and then me, because you miss out on stuff.
So let me ask you about this though.
What's up?
The way they did PS4, should I just wait for PS5 Pro?
That's a video that I'm recording tomorrow.
But
we can talk. Let's talk about it because it's gonna be on MoPlay's channel and nobody's gonna watch it. So I saw the report from comicbook.com and other places like they're already working on a PS5 Pro, and they kind of have to because it's still weaker than the original PS5 is weaker than the Series X. And if you take multiplayer games and you check them out on one or the other, like myself and Travis MCP, shout out to Travis. We play a lot of GTA 5 on Xbox on Series X. But I have it on PS5 as well, and you can see it. Like the performance makes a big difference, you know. And so, yeah, they're gonna have to put out a PS5 Pro. Now, the only problem with that is it's gonna be more difficult to get than they are PS5s right now. So it all depends on what's more important to you. If you're gonna be playing 4K 60 or 4K 120 on a television or a monitor that can support it, by all means, go for it. You know, there's not going to be that. It's not like past generations where you went from PS4 and you went to PS4 Pro, where we were getting checkerboard 4K and, you know, some games getting 60 frames per second. Look, I'm just saying, look, the nerd hat's on. So it's not going to be one of those huge things. If anything, PS4 Pro is going to have a higher speed processor, maybe a little bit more storage because 667 of onboard storage after the OS takes up about 160. You could wait. Honestly, you could wait, but if you want to play the game now, you might as well get a PS5. Honestly, there's not going to be this huge jump because the games on the PS5 are barely running 4K 120. I think there's only like a handful of games like Destiny 2 and whatever else. So
maybe I'm off, but you remember what Sony did to D-Brand, right? They raised hell, sued them about those side plates.
They did.
So, and then Sony come out with their side plates. Do you think they did that and then they're going to radically change the PS5 for the PS5 Pro? I think it might be the same form factor.
I do too. I think they'll do the same thing with just a different SKU because you're able to sell more accessories. That just makes more sense. I mean, we're all used to the router look now, so
I mean,
it doesn't really matter now, you know, but it'll probably just be a different SKU and it'll just be like more intense hardware because there's no point of you can't slim it down because the heatsink needs to be huge. Even on the newer version, they're cheaping out, but it needs to be bigger. So there's no need to cheap out on that. But are you a digital or are you a physical person? Like the media, like the games and stuff?
I'm both. Okay. So Streets of Rage 4, I maxed out. I got the limited run with everything. It came in the Sega clamshell, all that. But for most of the small games and stuff, the stuff that I'm kind of interested in, I'll just pick them up digitally. It's fine. I got a Switch. That's my travel game machine. So I just take that with me. I got 256 gigabyte micro SD card in there. I load it up and I go. So digital works for me that way. But if it's something I've been looking forward to that I love, a franchise, I'll go. I might even go both, but I'll definitely go physical for sure.
Okay. So I asked that question because, hold on. Well, first off, I always focus on the game. Meantime, between releases, of course, we work on hardware and internal software. See, that's good stuff to know. Okay. What's up, Webhead? I see you, brother. Appreciate you. I think actually adding some console games is interesting because it reminds me of a kiosk/demo game store that used to do. But you got to remember too, Webhead, back in the day, oh my God, we say back in the day because nobody goes to malls anymore. They had the little mall kiosk. True, but you're right. The little mall kiosk with the little cheap Hyperkin knockoff N64 controllers that you plug into the TV and whatever, dude. Like it's ridiculous, man. So I asked it because I saw your post with the CRT monitors.
Yes.
What do you do? What are you doing with those?
So I have retro consoles. I have the games that mean something to me. What I'm gonna do, because I'm crafty kind of guy I am. I'm gonna make a giant TV stand, probably about 12 feet long, and I'm gonna set up all 3 CRTs dedicated per system, and then above that we're gonna have some shelving, and I'm gonna have games slotted directly above each CRT, and the way God intended, the way that it should be.
That's awesome. You have no idea how many times I get friends asking, like, bro, why do you still have a CRT in your living room? Because this mother truck is 64 and his NES ain't gonna play on this new.
Damn right, baby. Exactly.
Oh man, people don't understand that. Oh, they don't get it. Real quick, welcome to Die. Hello, hey yo. Stop coming at 90K on the freaking Twitter on the tweet about him not being. Let's squash this now.
Easy mode was my bad. It was the first round, and I was like, "Damn, I can't believe I just did that. Let me rock with it." But easy mode just makes the super combos easy. It doesn't make the fireballs easy. Damn, man, come on. And it obviously didn't help whatsoever. So it is what it is, right?
No, don't do that. You're good at fighting games. You see, and you have a lot. It was a blast for me. It was just crazy to even be able to even organize an event like that. Y'all have no idea the headache myself and UAG went through to even get all these personalities together in like one bubble and just be able to just do this.
Mad props to everybody. I mean, I know. Well, I think I probably know 50% of the grind you two had to do to go through that to get everybody lined up. It was a great time. It was absolutely fun. We need to make that at least like an annual thing or something.
Yeah, and that's the goal. The goal is for it to be semi-annual. So we're kind of thinking like August or something, August, September. Just to have fun, because sometimes we need to just fun. It was just dumb fun. Again, it's stupid. What's up, RK Amy? What's the topic of the night? We're just shooting right now. So you know what I mean. Epic Cyclone. Who is assembling an arcade one up on your Marvel vs. Capcom mode? You might know the person. Looks familiar. I mean, kind of talking to him right now. So that's what my second Switch is used for, just to put stuff on in the background.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just there. It's just there. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Really? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just sitting here reading the chat. Again, if you guys have questions in the chat, drop it. So, my question. You're in the arcade, you're in the home arcades. What's your Eleanor? What's that one thing that you just want to have that you have not attained yet?
So AVP is my favorite. Period. But if you look at the cab that it came on, wasn't that great. I mean, it was fine, but they had it on Big Blue. I think it had its own cabinet, but there was like no side art or nothing. So I would love that cab. Well, I guess I would love that game, but not necessarily the cab. If you're talking about an Eleanor, what would I absolutely love? Probably, honestly, the sit-down afterburner, the one that rotated. I mean, to get back in, to sit in that.
Was that 2 or 1?
The first one.
It was 1.
Now they did a second one. It was slightly different than the first, but you could get. They had a stand-up version, which is cool. But I'm talking about the one you remember from back in the day. And if you type it into Google, it's the first one that pops up. It's the sit-down cabinet, and it really just rotated forward and back. But for me, I think that was the first time I sat inside of an arcade machine, and it did that. And I was like, this is like a whole other world, man. I have left the planet, So I guess that would be definitely one. The game is awesome. AVP would definitely be way better than that. But for me, just nostalgia and the memories and all that, and talk about a showpiece for your arcade, that would be sick. That would absolutely be awesome.
That's freaking great. Oh man, that's freaking great. Now I'm sitting there waxing poetic, like, man, I played a lot of Afterburner myself.
We did.
Oh my God, I played so much. It's crazy because like you played on the Nintendo I'm that old, chat. where I played Afterburner 1 and 2 on a Tengen freaking cartridge, and then you go out and you play it in the arcade. It's something completely different.
It's totally different.
Okay. Real question though, when did the Eleanor turn come about? Why that specific name? Go and watch Nicolas Cage and Gone in 60 Seconds. That's the only way I can explain it to you.
And that's the Eleanor. I would also like that Eleanor.
That Eleanor, yes.
Yeah, that was God, that car. Awesome. I love that movie too.
Yeah, it's so good. So and the cast on it was actually really dope. But Michael, that's where it comes from. It comes from Gone in 60 Seconds. It's the one car on the list that is so hard to obtain, you know.
He's tried to steal it so many times and it's always failed. Something's gone wrong. He was never able to steal that one car, and this is the one. And it's like, and he does it. I think he does his own stunt driving too. Nick Cage does. So it just looks. It pulls it off. It looks great. That's a good movie.
Yeah. So that's where the turn comes for. So anytime you ever hear me be like, okay, dude, what's your Eleanor? It's like the
1965
the
Shelby Cobra.
Yeah. So that's what that is, man. So you do have a lot of fighting game clips on your channel, you know. When you play them up. 2 questions. One, is that you doing all that?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
And 2, so then the second question becomes that, what's your go-to? Like, you've had a hard day at work, or you've been traveling, you've been going around the country, or maybe different continents. When you come back and you want to release some stress, what game are you going to?
God. Recently it's been Gran Turismo 7 because of the racing cabinet, because this is what I can do. I can grab that remote and turn that subwoofer, turn that soundbar way up, and just destroy gears and slam into cars and just rage. I mean, just hammer the throttle and kick the ass in sideways and just go nuts and just relieve some stress. But it probably all started with Marvel vs. Capcom 1, this arcade cabinet right here. To pull off a super, to have Ryu just do, that the comically overblown blast.
Yeah.
Not the strategic little, the fireball he did back. I'm talking about the supers. And then when Marvel vs. Capcom 2, I would get Cable, I would get Cyclops, I would get Ryu, and you talk about a triple beam filling, destroying whoever you're fighting. And that was so fun. And then always you could go back to Wolverine, and he could just do a Weapon X, or he could do, it was just the sounds and all, just the thrashing, the ass kicking you could do with that was, and I played that on Dreamcast. Me and my brother, I don't know how many, probably weeks, months we spent, if you added it all up, just playing that game, unlocking every character, every alternate color to every character. It was amazing. But right now, it's that racing cabinet, because I can just jam the gears and just freaking give it hell.
Marvel vs. Capcom 1 or Marvel vs. Capcom 2? Which one do you prefer?
2.
Okay.
I love one. One's got a special place in my heart. 2, absolutely.
If they put out a Marvel vs. Capcom 2 cabinet, would you want the arcade ROM, or would you want the Dreamcast version where you have to unlock everybody?
I think you got to go Dreamcast, because replayability. If it's arcade, it's quarters. It's a different focus. We're talking about an arcade you're bringing home. There's no quarters needed, right? That was their thing.
Yeah.
I think you do Dreamcast. I know that may be sacrilege.
No, that makes perfect sense. It does.
Me. Yeah,
it makes sense to me, because then it's also going to show who's actually playing your cabinets.
That's what you do.
Legit.
Yeah, every week. Who'd you unlock? Who you got unlocked?
Like, yo, did you go into the secret factor? Did you buy Omega Red? Did you buy Storm? And everybody's not going to have a roster right away unless they cheat and do trading mode and leave it on all night and then come back. But whatever, they got it. Some people are just going to have the base 24. Like, legit. Like, some people they're just going to have the base 24. I promise you, if they do an arcade one up ever, or whoever does it, I would love to see that. If they just put the Dreamcast ROM on there, screw the arcade version, do that so we can see him. Like, yeah, let's play Marvel, bro. You don't have Doom? What are you doing?
You're not even a real fan. What are you doing? Why'd you buy the cabinet?
Right. Is anyone buying I'm assuming you're talking about an arcade one up Dragon's Lair arcade, Amy. Makes no sense when arcade is way better quality. I'm not. If I had to choose, I genuinely would probably choose the iArcade version, only because I like the artwork. The alphanumerical screen is cool and everything, and it's cheaper. It's just, bro, I'm over risers. How do you feel about risers? Now that you've seen these legacy cabinets come out, how do you feel about risers?
I think I'm with you. And I said it in my video when I was looking at it. And at this point now, when you know what they do, it's still a riser, but they just make it the same. It's just an extension of that side panel. At this point, even if you're going to keep that same proportion, why have a riser? Just do it that way. Because I will say it cleans up the look. I mean, it really does. With my golden tee, it makes it look so drastically different because it doesn't have that riser. I'm with you. I think it's time to go. I
mean, I get people in my UAG voice want the peasant version and whatever else. I get that, but dude, like, come on. There's no way. Like, it's so clean and it's seamless, and I can put more in a room or whatever else, and put more in the office, and like have to worry about like putting together this 20-pound riser and sitting on top of this. And yeah, I bought another Sega, a freaking Switch, because that's annoying to keep moving on a riser.
Exactly.
Literally. But yeah, no, I'm over the riser. What do you want to see? What do you want to see improve in the home arcade space from any company? Like, for instance, At Games, who's done nothing but make pinball machines. If they were to do a new machine, what would you want to see from them?
They got the whole bring your own games thing on lock. So I say you move with I think you stick with that, you focus on that, and you make that interface super clean. You specify what format my games have to be, so when I plug my USB thumb drive into it, it comes up nice and beautiful and clean, and it's easy to select, and a dummy could do it, right? It's kind of clunky now, and I've got limited experience with it. I got my Legends Core Max. I just made the payment on that. That's coming in, but I don't, other than the Mini, I don't have a stand-up. I think if you do that and focus on that experience, along with the games, along with the service, I got the online, but really make that's your thing, right? Focus on that. That's your, if there was a commercial, BYOG, that's where we're at. Boom, right there, front page. And then make that so super clean and simple and easy that anybody can do it, because that's the only thing that sets them apart from anybody else, I think. So you do that. I would say change up your cabinet style, the side and all that, but I think that's too expensive. I think you just go with what you got. Make your side art clean and simple. It's a little too cluttered. Simple designs. BYOG, smooth, clean, super clean interface, and away you go.
So you said you ordered a Legends Core Max to go for Legends Gamer.
Yep.
Mini thing?
I got that. Yep.
Was it for the power?
Yeah. I want to see what I can really run. Yeah. Yeah, that's my main gripe with the thing. It just needs to be stronger. Literally, I don't have any problem with the way it looks, whatever. Even though people say it's the ugliest thing in the room, we can play whatever the hell on it. Increase the power. I'm good with that. OCG with an extra PC or something is fine, but Yeah.
The risers make it easier to move since you can take it off. Real CT, dude, you're like 9 feet tall, bro. Okay, you're 9 feet tall. You sleep in a lake. I think you shouldn't have a problem moving a little like 49-inch cabinet. Like, come on, bro.
You've been killing people for like 57 years. I mean, come on. What, you're worried about picking up come on.
Right. What, your machete, dude? You can't put it down for like 2 seconds, bro? Like, really?
Like a sheath. Get a sheath, man. Put that in there. Come on.
The Troll Post of Night brought to you by Arcade Amy. I'll to buy risers to make riser towers. No games, just stacks of risers, and I put plants in the top. I'm making a YouTube channel where I only talk about risers. All right, then.
Hey, girl.
I mean, hey, yo, to each their own. When you got like 30, it helps. What's the number where you stop? What's the number of arcade cabinets that you stop buying? Like, where you're just like, okay, even for you, like, this is enough.
I don't think I think the number is the games you love, the games you're going to play, really. I mean, the obvious thing is, when do I physically run out of space, right? I don't think, you know what I mean? Like, these guys that buy them and leave them in the box, and it's like, yeah, I've had it for 3 months in a box. I'm like, I mean, do it, your money. You do whatever you want to do, but what are you doing? What are you doing? I mean, if you ain't got no space, we got to put our big boy pants on, and we got to make those decisions. We got to sell them in preparation for the new stuff coming in. I got 3 blank spots in my arcade, and I hate the emptiness, but I'm waiting on those legacy cabinets. I'm waiting on 30th anniversary, Mortal Kombat. I'm waiting on that new Pac-Man, Super Pac-Man, weirdo white cabinet. I think that looks good. I'm waiting for that. So, but I bit the bullet and sold what I had in preparation for it. But if you got the room, you want to stack them freaking 3 and 4 deep. Hey, you do you, man. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you what to do. But
Is there a cabinet that you regret selling?
No.
Okay.
No.
So what do you want to see? What do you want to see this year with all the speculation in the leaks? And besides that stuff that we know, what do you personally want to see?
I want to see Time Crisis. I talked about that way before we saw the leak. We saw the leak. I want to see that game. I want to see that game done right with the foot pedal. That's going to prove some stuff to me. I think Terminator 2 was a big step. The price was a misstep, but I think they've rectified that. $549 is good. It should be about $499. That's the sweet spot. It's only one game. It's a great cabinet, but it's only one game. So I think $499 is where you need to be, but I think we need to see Time Crisis. I'm always going to advocate for Alien versus Predator, but I think we need to see. I think the community, the outcry, every time I say the word Afterburner, everybody unites and rejoices because we need a flight game. We ain't got no games where we fly anything.
Yeah.
Whether it's Air Combat 22, which I thought that they might put on there because they did Ridge Racer, or Go Afterburner, they need to do something, some kind of a flight game. I want to see that for sure. And they haven't announced anything like that. So I don't know. At this point, I'm kind of shocked that they haven't done something. I figured they would go after Afterburner like crazy because that's an arcade staple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're trying to or they're trying to get something else because of maybe get a new stick because the Tron sticks were breaking and like things of that nature. I mean, sorry, John D, dude, if you're watching, I'm sorry, bro. Look, I got to call it like it is, man. Like those things were like snapping like Thanos in the freaking movie. Sorry, bro. I got to call that. You're great.
And you don't even need to apologize for that one. When it breaks in half, that's a problem.
Yeah,
that's not.
Kids are breaking them. Yeah. How about a motorcycle cab? I mean, if you're just putting the yoke up like they did like Star Wars, I don't really ever think they're going to put down a full version where they're going to put all this crap in a box and then we're all going to sit on it and be like big kids and then somebody's going to smash it. I don't think we're ever going to get to that point because we saw how it did with the seats and whatever else. But maybe a racing cab, maybe.
I think you can start with Paperboy.
A lot of people.
It's nice and simple. It's a real basic, and maybe that's your proof of if you do that. Maybe, but you're 100% right. They're not going to make a full seat where you got to lean left and right. They ain't doing that.
I'm surprised they haven't done Paperboy. Paperboy is one of those things where they're even throwing it on the Legacy now. I mean, it's just something that would be, it'll be upright and angled deck. I can see that. Speaking of upright, I saw that you scored the arcade one up Marvel Pinball for $150. my jealousy knows no bounds. Again, late to the dance with that. What are your plans with that? Is it just you got it because it's on sale, or is it something cool that you want to do with it?
I did it because I didn't think it was going to last. I didn't think it was going to happen. I thought I was going to put my order. You do. How many times? Well, I know you've done it. I've done it before where you put an order in, and it's like, no, sorry, order's been canceled.
Canceled. Yep.
Yeah, they refund your money. I did it. I didn't think that was going to happen. And then almost instantly, like as soon as I placed my order, I tried to grab the link and I actually tried to do a community post as soon as I did it. But when I tried the link that I was going to post, it was gone. So I didn't post it. And I'm like, damn, what's going to happen? And then I heard everybody else talking. So I figured I'd post later on. But somebody made a comment and I was rubbing their face in it. And I could see how you could see that. That wasn't my intention. But it was just such a quick thing. I didn't think it was going to happen. And I didn't post anything until it actually shipped. So my plans for it right now, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe I'll trade it for like a PS5. If somebody's got one local, they don't know how much I paid for it. It's fine.
Right.
But I don't know. I think I'm going to leave it in the box for now. And because I got the one that I wanted. I got the Attack from Mars. I put the glass on. It looks good. But I don't know. I think I might. I don't know. Stay tuned to the channel. We'll see what we might do with that. But I think for right now, if it shows up on Thursday, it's staying in the box for now. We'll see.
Fingers crossed that it gets delivered by UPS and not FedEx, because
dude,
FedEx.
You're singing my song on that one.
Yo, I was gonna buy it to flip it. LOL, that's a great deal. No, so oh my god, people are like they're stupid. They literally shipped a graphics card, not even covered up or whatever else. Like it's anyway, whatever. Honestly, like it's the wildest thing in the world, and I'm like, bro, do you know how much I paid for this thing? Side note, it makes my PC run better now, but like, dude, like,
yeah, but what did you pay for that? $500? You can't buy a graphics card.
Yeah, like exactly. Like, and it was I got it for a steal too, and I was like, oh, and it's good. Oh, and it's overclocked. Yeah, and I was like, and it got here, and it's just all exposed, and I'm just like, yeah, I live in central Wisconsin. Yeah,
you got to be kidding. Was it good though? Was it all right?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's great. It's running in here right now. It runs like a champ. Ooh. The 1650 Super that it replaced is sitting in its box. It's great.
You probably sold that for $400.
I know, right? Chat, check me out on Marketplace. I'm selling it for like $250. I'm not that guy. Last question, because I don't want to keep you all night. What's the one thing that people will be shocked that you're into? Like, what's the one thing that people will be like, dude, there's no way. For me, I watch a lot of HGTV. Sorry, people. It is what it is. What's the one thing that they would be surprised that 19K is into?
Okay, so everybody knows about the PlayStation fanatic that I am. I have a moderate gun collection, but it's most of that stuff was given to me by family. I gotta say, if I'm gonna shock you, it's probably gonna be 90 Day Fiancé.
Really?
Yeah.
The TLC show.
A close second. Well, actually, you know what? I think I may replace that. Sister Wives. It's one of the only things me and my wife can sit here and watch the drama unfold is Sister Wives. So I'll go with that. Final answer. It's embarrassing, it's shocking, but that's it.
That's the compromise. Hey, you get to get all these machines. Here, we'll watch some Sister Wives. Season X is on right now.
But you know what happens, Mike? You know what happens. You're like, you sit there and you're like, whatever. But then you get into it. And you're like, oh my God, I can't believe she's still with them. And you're like, what did I just say? What did I just say? What's wrong with me? But it's I will admit I'm into it.
It's oh my God, so
it's drama.
I had a friend was like, she's like, you should watch Bridgerton on Netflix, and I'm like, no. And then I watch it, and I'm like, no. You get sucked in, and I'm like, and then season 2 is going. I'm like, I don't want to binge watch this. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna relax. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do it at all. And yeah. Hey. So I completely get it. Completely get it. Oh my God! But thank you for coming on tonight, yo. I appreciate it so much.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Yeah.
You guys follow 19K Fox on YouTube. You guys should, because he's great, and you should already have a link. Let me drop the link in the chat real fast because I'm pretty sure you guys have already. But if you haven't, do so because he's awesome. Also, while I'm putting over awesome things tonight, I'm gonna plug Put Your Quarters on the Glass, and yes. I'm gonna plug the interview that Akuma Rev is doing with Kenny Omega, only because 1, I love the cleaner, and 2, I love wrestling. So if you guys have not seen said link, it's going live Friday. So make sure that you click all the links and everything else. Thank you guys for hanging out tonight. Now I can't record the video I was going to record. I'm kidding. But I'm going to go in. I'm going to go watch some, what is it, Tuesday? No, Flip or Flop. I'm going to watch some Flip or Flop on HGTV. Thank you guys for watching. And make sure to hit the like button on the way out. Later, people.